say that, and how special is it to come here to Calgary and play a game?
It's great. It's my home away from home. I got a lot of family here. It should be great.
Cousins,
cousins, aunties, uncles, grandparents, a whole bunch. My whole side of my whole mother's side is from here. She's from here. Went to University of Lethbridge with my father.
Are you gonna have the chance to have lunch with them or anything?
I did last night, dinner.
Okay, nice. Tell me, Jamal Murray coming into the league, just as another Canadian guy. Do you speak to him? Do you have advice to him? Do you text with him? I mean, do you Canadian guys have a level of fraternity?
Of course, yeah. Us Canadians got to stay close. Talked to him briefly just now, actually. Asked him how he's liking it and whatnot. He's saying he loves it. Asked him how he's doing. He's doing well. I asked him about his family. Don't want him to do too well today, but I wish him the best, of course. And other than playing us, he's a great kid. On and off the court, obviously, everybody knows how talented he is. He's going to make a big impact for their team and in the NBA.
What's he probably going through right now, looking back to your first season in the NBA with the Spurs?
It's probably a little bit fast, switching shot clocks a little bit. Game, obviously as a point guard, learning the schemes and learning the NBA ways is a little bit fast, but he's very, very talented. So I'm sure he'll get over that hump very quick, if there is even a hump.
Are you a different player this year with this camp than you were last year, and how so?
Most definitely. I've been here for a year now, so I'm more experienced under Coach Case with the system. Got used to it. I'm more comfortable. Kind of expect know my minutes, how it's going to be out there. Know the teammates a little bit more. There's a couple other players that came in, and a couple left. But I'm much more situated this year than last year.
The role is much more defined. You know when you're going to play with Kyle or a role without Kyle. Is that more comforting going into the season?
Most definitely. It's easier to get prepared and easier for your routine when you kind of know when the substitutions are going to be and whatnot.
Sold-out crowd tonight, and basketball at this level hasn't come to Calgary before. So what are people going to see tonight when you guys take the floor?
Well, it's going to be a competitive game. Everybody's going to leave, their blood, sweat, and tears out there as always. We're going to have a lot of fun, a lot of smiles. I think it was the first time in 20 years, so we're looking forward to it.
You guys are already Canada's team, but how important is it to grow basketball further than just outside of Toronto?
It's very important, especially for myself being Canadian. I love coming to other cities and kind of showing them what live NBA basketball, because not all of them get the opportunity like Toronto does every they get it in Toronto 41 games. So whenever we get to go to another city in Canada, it's always fun, and the support is always there. I think it's this arena sold out in like minutes, so I'm excited.
Based on what you saw in Vancouver, is that a market that you think it's time for the NBA to look at again?
I don't get into all that stuff, man. We'll leave that up to Adam Silver. I don't get into all that stuff. I mean, of course, I would love to have another Canadian team being a Canadian, but that's not my job.